Hello there. Eddie Mercado here with BloodyElbow.com, and I'm about to speak with undefeated UFC lightweight Josh Emmett as he is headed to UFC 210 to take on Desmond Green on April 8th. So we're going to give Josh a call and find out what he's been up to since his last fight in his hometown of Sacramento. Find out what he has in store for newcomer Desmond Green and maybe his thoughts on the retirement of Urijah Faber.
Hello?
Mr. Josh Emmett, how are you, sir?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for taking out the time. You're
Oh, anytime, man.
you're,
Anytime.
you're still undefeated. Headed into UFC 210, taking on Des Green, a newcomer to the UFC, but he's been around the sport for a while. He was the Titan FC champion. How are things, man?
Everything's going good. I'm peaking right at the right time. I still have 3.5 weeks, and I'm feeling really good. Weight's good, and I'm actually getting to train for this fight. I didn't really get to train too much for my last fight, so I was dealing with some injuries, but I just didn't let anyone know that. But yes, I feel great. I can't wait.
Oh man, what kind of injuries were you dealing with?
It was still the shoulder, the AC joint from when I had to pull out of the Vancouver card,
Oh, okay.
when I separated my AC joint, and then just had some issues with my my elbow and all that. So I didn't wrestle or grapple at all for that fight. I just kind of sparred and ran. But since it was in my hometown and I've always wanted to fight in Sacramento, there was nothing that was holding me back from that. But some of the coaches weren't. They're like, man, are you sure you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, I've always wanted to. So I'm going to go out there and fight for 15 minutes, whether I'm tired, injured. There's nothing that's going to stop me. You're going to have to literally put me out. I'm going to keep coming.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, UFC, Sacktown, UFC on Fox 22. You got a home game. What was it like? You get to sleep in your own bed. You don't have to travel. And did you sleep at home, or did you do a hotel and stick with a routine?
Yeah, I actually I stayed at the hotel just the night before the fight, just so I could be the first one down to. Actually, the night before weigh-ins, I stayed at the hotel just so I could be the first one to weigh in, and then I did the same thing before the fight as well, just because I had to be down there early and had all my stuff. So you know, I enjoyed it, but it was awesome. It was a dream come true. I had so many friends and family and fans at the event, and but it was not so much pressure, but it was tough because when I was fighting regionally, and all my fights were in Sacramento, and I had to hustle with shirts and tickets and do all types of stuff, and people wanted to meet up. I did the same thing, but it was intensified by 100. It was crazy. I just felt like I was running around and doing a lot of stuff, but I've been used to that, and I think that's why I have such a big crowd and just such a big fan base, because I'll do those type of things, and like a lot of you guys know, if there weren't fans or family and friends, and we wouldn't really have jobs, so I'm all about meeting up with people and visiting with them, but it takes a little toll on your body, especially when I'm tired and cutting weight, but I still do it, and I had a blast.
Yeah, and I'm sure the fans really appreciate it too. That you take out the time to show them some love back. But yeah, you fought Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman. Grueling fight. I mean, the pace was just insane the entire way through. You picked up the unanimous decision victory. What were your thoughts on your performance?
I was definitely happy with the win. Scott Holtzman, he was tough, man. He used to play professional hockey, and so I was just surprised how I'd hit him with some really hard shots, and then he'd just keep coming forward and kind of throw his hands up like, "Come on!" I'm like, "Man, I am." So, but I was excited. He caught me, I think, in the first round. It was that first he threw like a left kick or a left knee, and hit me right in my ribs, and I thought I broke a rib, but I just kept going, and then I got x-rays after the fight, but as the fight went on, it just got worse and worse, and it was harder to breathe. But other than that, I was happy. I just wish I would have got to wrestle and grapple a little more for that fight, so I think it showed. I hadn't ever really been taken down, and he took me down a few times, which was kind of annoying, but he's a tough fighter, good fighter, and he'll definitely come back, and I think he's gonna do really well in his career and beat a lot of good guys.
Yeah, it was a real back and forth affair. I mean, both of you guys had your moments. Do you think it should have won Fight of the Night?
I do. I thought for sure we had it, locked, Fight of the Night, and even people that were working for the UFC and everybody was like, "Oh, you guys are going to get Fight of the Night for sure," and I was super excited, because that'd be kind of a game changer, just kind of starting out early, that big bonus, and then we didn't get it, and I was like, man, I was a little disappointed, but it'll come, Like I told everyone, all my fights have been exciting. I promise I will never be in a boring fight. And like I said before, I'm going to keep coming. Like someone's literally going to have to catch me in something or stop me. But no matter what, I'm going to fight for the 15 or 25 minutes when my time comes. But Dana White actually called me 2 days after the fight, and he was saying how he thought it was Fight of the Night, and it was a great performance, and but I guess they just vote, and he was outvoted, so I didn't get it, but it's okay. It'll come eventually.
Yeah, in the third round, there was a moment where you baited him into coming forward with a shot, and then you just launched a crazy right hand, and it dropped him. Is that something that was just kind of spur of the moment, or is that something you train in practice?
No, I didn't really train. I was just kind of. We were both tired. We were giving it our all, and I was just seeing like the punches he was landing. They weren't that towards the end. They weren't as powerful. So I'm like, that's not going to hurt me. So I don't know, kind of played possum a little bit. Just stood right in front of him. He hit me. Then I put my hands down and let him hit me with a 1-2. And then when he went to do it again, I just threw that overhand right to his chin and dropped him. But I think it was just like right in the moment. We were both tired. I was just seeing what I could do because he just kept coming and coming, and I'd hit him with tons of tough, hard shots, and I was just seeing what I could do. I was kind of resting a little, and then I'd have these fast bursts, and that was just one of the moments, one of the exchanges.
Yeah, it was definitely an exciting fight. Definitely exciting fight. UFC on Fox 22 the same night. Team Alpha Male's founder, Urijah Faber, had his final fight. He retired after he beat Brad Pickett in a unanimous decision. What was the overall energy like on the evening for Team Alpha Male?
It was great. I was really happy that I got to be a part of that historical night. It was Uriah's last fight in Sacramento. It was the first UFC fight ever at the new Golden One Center in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Also on the card was Alex Hector Sandoval. He started the night off. I kept it going. And then Faber with his going out with an awesome performance. And then it was just, the only bummer was, Paige didn't pull off the win, So that was a little, not depressing, but it would have been great for us as a team to go 4-0, but that was the only bummer of the night.
Yeah, what is Faber up to nowadays? Is he still hanging around the gyms or anything?
Yeah, he's always in the gym. He's still working out. He's getting ready to open his new Urijah Faber Ultimate Fitness. It's a huge location. I want to say it's like 4 or 5 times the size of the gym right now. It's like something crazy, 50,000 square feet. It's going to be a one-stop shop, state-of-the-art facility with a health bar in there. There's going to be just everything you think of it. I think they're going to put a cryotherapy chamber in there, maybe some float tanks. They're going to have literally everything. So we don't have to go out to all these other venues for our recovery and stuff, it's all going to be right there for the team. So he's staying busy, still doing his thing, contributing to the city of Sacramento, and he's just a great guy, busy guy. But he's always in the gym. He just taught practice this morning.
Okay, awesome. Well, right now on your plate, UFC newcomer Des Green, UFC 210 in Buffalo, New York. What are your thoughts on traveling to New York?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just having a blast wherever the UFC takes me. It's great to fight at home in Sacramento, but I enjoy traveling just because I haven't been to a lot of these places. So when I got to go to Rotterdam, that was the first time I've been out of the country, first time I've been to Europe, and my wife and I had a blast. We stayed for an additional week and just kind of went around Europe. And then same thing now. So I'm going to Buffalo. I've never been to the East Coast. So we're going to stay there, obviously, from Tuesday to Monday. And then I have a bunch of friends and family coming out. I think there's like 50 people that have already booked their airfare and travel and got their tickets. And I'm sure more will come.
Oh, wow.
But we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to go see Niagara Falls. And then my wife and I and my brother and sister, my brother, he's in the military, so he's stationed overseas. He's actually flying in. And then my sister's coming up from San Diego, so we're all going to go stay in Manhattan for 3-4 nights after that. And, sightsee. So I'm super stoked.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time for sure. Your opponent, Desmond Green, somewhat of a similar style to yours. He's a wrestle boxer. There's ample footage of him through his Titan FC career. Where do you see your opening in this one?
Maybe on the feet. I think if we were just kickbox, I think I beat him there. I think my jiu-jitsu is better. He's really athletic, and he's pretty well rounded. But his bread and butter is his wrestling, of course. He was a state champion in high school. He wrestled at the University of Buffalo, Division I college. I think he was a 3-time national qualifier, and he was seeded at the national tournament his freshman year. But so he's tough. He has long reach. I've heard him say he has the height and the reach, and that's true. Everyone's taller than me. Everyone has longer reach, except last fight I had longer reach than Holtzman. But I just think he does not like to get hit, so I'm gonna stand right there in front of him, and I'll trade shot for shot. I'm gonna stuff a few of his takedowns, and then we're gonna get into a fight. I know it's gonna be a tough fight for me. I also know that I'm going to be one of his tougher opponents. He hasn't fought anyone like me, and I have great wrestling too. So I even think who knows if we were just to wrestle, I think I'd get the better of him too. So he might be underestimating me, but we'll have to see. As soon as we get into that first exchange, he's going to know that he's in for a fight.
Do you think there'll be any point where he will get the takedown?
Maybe. And if he does take me down, I feel comfortable on my back, and I feel like my jiu-jitsu is great. So I'll be throwing up tons of submissions, or I'll work to get back to the feet, or I'll stuff those takedowns, just like in the Holtzman fight. He took me down a few times against the cage, and I almost had a heel hook. But I'll definitely. I feel really comfortable off my back. I've been working a lot of jiu-jitsu, and I went down to the Jiu-Jitsu World Championships and won that as well. So, so I definitely feel confident in my Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay. Now, Des, he's got 13 of his wins have come by way of decision. So he's really good at picking up rounds. What are you going to do to prevent him from getting ahead on the scorecards?
Just like I said, I'm just going to use a lot of my movement, not really worry about his game. I really just think he's going to go in there. He'll stand with me for a little bit, and then he's going to set up those takedowns with his punches. And then, like you're saying, he does really well on top. He has that good pressure, and he tries to just, hold people there and get points on, just score points. I don't think he's really looking for the finish. Like the fights I've seen, he's not looking for submissions. He's not looking to hurt the person or TKO on. He's just looking to win on the scorecards. And so I'm going to be hitting him from everywhere. If he does take me down, I'll be hitting him from the ground. I'll be elbowing him. I'll be working submissions. I'll work to get back up.
Okay, well, you say that you think he doesn't like to be hit. Do you think he'll be able to get through 15 minutes, or do you think you'll get them out of? You think you'll get him out of there beforehand?
I'm looking to go in for every time for a finish would be great, but it's like it's the unknown. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm preparing, but I just think all the opponents I have fought, maybe they watch my tape and the fights don't look so impressive on video. But as soon as we get into the first exchange and he feels my speed, feels my power, he's gonna, second guess it, or maybe, it's different once you're in there, and just all the teammates and everyone just telling me how hard I hit. You can't train for that. I know he trains with some great UFC fighters and Black Zillions, and he used to train at TriStar, but it's a 15-minute fight, so I'm going in there. I'm looking for the finish. Whether I'm punching him, kicking him, if I take him down, I'll look for the TKO or I'll look for the submission as well. But I'm looking to finish the fight. I'm not just looking to win on the scorecard. I'll stay right in the pocket and throw with him too. But I know he's going to take me down, try to take me down.
Okay, what kind of training camp are you having now? What are some of the things you're doing specifically to prepare for Green?
The same thing we always do. We train everything over at Team Alpha Male. I'm doing a lot of sparring. The only thing I've changed up a little bit is when I actually do MMA sparring and boxing sparring. I'm just sparring southpaws. So a lot of it I'm just training for the southpaw. It's going to be the first southpaw I've fought, but I've been training with southpaws for a long time. So that's really the only difference. I'm just training up when I spar the southpaw, same height as him, same reach. And as far as the wrestling goes, I train with Lance Palmer, Chad Mendez, there's Tyler Diamond, Urijah Faber. These are all Division I wrestlers, and he was a great wrestler, but he's still not on their level as far as wrestling. Lance Palmer or Chad Mendez. So I'm not too worried about his wrestling, but I know he's going to try to rely on that. So that's really the only thing I've changed up is the southpaws when I spar.
Okay. And you yourself, you're Orthodox, right? But you often switch to southpaw in the middle of your fights. Is that something you're looking to do with Dez, or are you looking for like a specific stance you're coming at him with?
No, I know I'll switch up the stance, and it just depends which way he goes, and I really don't have a game plan when I go into a fight, just because if I'm thinking like, man, I'm just going to take this guy down, and if I can't get him down, then I don't want it to get in my head. So I just go in there. I'm going to fight, So if he's getting the better of me on the feet, then I'll look for the takedown. If he's takes me down, I'll work off my back. So I really have no game plan. I'm just going to go in there. I'm going to make it a ugly fight, and we'll see who has more will. And I believe, I have the willpower, and I feel I'm super mentally strong and physically strong, and like I said, it's going to be a war, But I'm prepared to go through anything for 15 minutes if it goes that long.
Okay. Now, what would be next for you? Who would you want after Des Green?
I really don't. I really don't care, to be honest. I would like to, keep climbing up the ladder. I know since he's making his debut and he's from Buffalo, but he's a veteran. He's been around for a while. He has the experience, 24 pro fights. He's a high-level wrestler. But I would like to, work my way up to the top. So I get the win here, get my hand raised, then give me anyone. Honestly, I got offered to fight on the Halifax card. And this is that February 19th, and I was still going through some injuries, but they offered me 3 opponents, and they were ranked in the top 20, and I said yes to all of them, and all these guys turned down the fight. So I think it was just kind of a blessing in disguise, because I was still injured, but I was willing to go to Canada and fight still, and it didn't work out, but I got on this card. So I really don't care who I fight. I just want to continue to win fights, be exciting for the fans, and make some money, because I got a short window.
Yeah, absolutely. Who were some of those guys that turned down the fights with you?
There was just, I don't know, a few guys in the top. There was one guy in the top 20, one in the 30, and then this other guy had he had a choice between me and someone else, and he chose the other guy. But I don't want to say any names, but they were looking for them to get on the card, and then all of a sudden they just said no to fighting me, and I understand if they want to climb up the ranks, maybe it's a risky fight to fight someone that's not as close to them in the rankings, but it's okay.
So you think it's a rankings thing and they're not ducking you?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm up for literally anyone. I would like to win this fight, win my next one, and then once I renegotiate my contract for higher pay, then I'll literally throw me into anyone. But I do want to make as much money as possible in the short window I have. Just because a lot of people, they're like, oh, you need to fight so-and-so for the money fight, but people don't understand that when you're in contract, you get what you're in contract for. So it's like once we renegotiate, then I can start fighting these top guys, top 10 guys. But if they offer me something, I'll still take it. Every time they called me, I say yes within a matter of a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you continue to be exciting like you have been, I'm sure that the money will definitely come your way. Well, who are some of your sponsors or people you want to give a shout out to?
I have Energy Natural Company. It's a bone broth company. They do chicken and beef bone broth. I've been taking that for a long time, and that's helped me out so much. There's Weightless, and that's in Folsom, California. It's my nutritionist, Dr. Trong. He monitors a lot of my nutrition, supplementation, and he does like the science part as well with like my body composition, VO2 max, so we can kind of monitor stuff that's on paper, so it's not just going off of how you feel. And then really just everyone at Team Alpha Male, all my coaches, and I'm blessed to have everyone in my corner, and I wouldn't be in the position I am right now without all my coaches, all my teammates. So and all my friends, family, and sponsors, supporters, and of course my wife. She's my biggest supporter, and we've gone through a lot of stuff just to kind of pursue this, but it's finally paying off now, and we're just excited to see what the future brings.
Hey, I dig it. Well, why don't you tell us your social media outlets so we can follow you along your journey?
Yeah, I have just my Twitter and Instagram for Josh Emmett 155, so it's JoshEmmett 155, and then I have a fan page on Facebook, Josh Emmett. So that's all I got. Not on Snapchat, not on all these other things, but I need to take up my social media game. I'm not too active on it, but I know I need to be.
Well, Josh Emmett, thank you so much for taking out the time, taking on Desmond Green, UFC 210, April 8th in Buffalo, New York. Best of luck to you, sir.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
So there you have it. Undefeated UFC prospect Josh Emmett set to take on Des Green at UFC 210 on April 8th. That's going down in Buffalo, New York. Go check it out. In the meantime, you can read me over at bloodyelbow.com. You can follow me on Twitter at the Eddie Mercado. If you like this interview, give it a like. That's the thumbs up down at the bottom. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel in the upper left-hand corner. Subscribe to Bloody Elbow's channel in the bottom left-hand corner. Check out the interviews on your right. Now go be a good person.